lay, lay the hurting. Row, gower. Come on, watch me get my ass kicked. Alright, and then one last thing. Turn down the volume. Doodly doot doodly doot. Alright. I think we're ready. Alright. Hello everybody and welcome to another exciting episode of Angus XP. The reason why I'm talking so quietly is because my wife is sick today. She stayed home from work and now she's laying in our bed trying to rest and all that stuff, and I'm trying to be as quiet as humanly possible because of the simple fact that, like I said, she's sick. She needs some rest. Also, my son is also trying to rest as well because he needs to sleep. He really needs to sleep. Why am I not sleeping? Well, because I did not do an episode of Angus XP yesterday because I decided to spend some quality time with my family. And if you guys don't like that, you can kiss my butt. My butt. So, yes, today we are playing Tekken 7. Now, the reason why we're playing Tekken 7 is because this is the fact that I tried to play Dragon Ball Z Kakarot about a good month or so ago. And it was flagged for copyright claims, which is absolutely befuddling to me because I've never actually had a situation like this happen before until I found out that Injustice 2 had also a copyright claim and all that stuff. It's baffling. It's absolutely baffling, and I have no idea as to why it is, or how to fight it, or how to dispute it. I really don't know. The best thing to do is just continue on trying to play as many games that I have, and to also, just provide the best entertainment that I can. So before we get started, I have two things to say. The first thing I'd like to say is I currently have 32 subscribers, and I would like to get to 60 subscribers by the end of the day. The only way that I can think that possible happening is if all 32 subscribers were to share this channel, and hopefully at least one, maybe two or more of each 32 subscribers. If one of your family or friends or anything like that were to see the channel and they'll end up liking it too, they end up subscribing as well, hence doubling our 32 subscribers. I think it's very possible that we could do this, so if you guys could do me a big favor and sharing the channel, that would be fantastic. The second thing I have to say is, back in a previous video, I don't know if it was in Injustice or if it was in Mortal Kombat 11, but I had fought my niece on one of those games, and she said that she wanted me to play Tekken 7, which, Kanina, if you're watching this right now, I hope you're happy. But I had gone on explaining why I didn't want to play Tekken 7, and here's the reason why. There's a good plethora of reasons. They shoved a Street Fighter character into the mix instead of using any one of their original characters that they had decided, oh hey, let's put him on DLC. Now, if they had put Akuma, and the Street Fighter character is Akuma, if they had put Akuma for DLC as a special guest character, I completely understand. But they had decided to not only have him as a new character on here, they had also put him into the storyline as a person who was set out to kill Heihachi Mishima and Kazuya Mishima by Kazumi Hanjicho? I believe that's what her name is. That is the mother and wife of Heihachi and Kazuya. thing is that there's no real explanation as to why he's showing up now, except for, I wanted you to get stronger. How very Goku of you to say that. The storyline itself was pretty bullocks because it had him come in, fight both Heihachi and Kazuya, then Heihachi and Kazuya were like, enough's enough, and then they decided to fight each other, and, you know, the end fight was pretty cool, but the story in of itself was pretty darn stupid. Second thing, if you go up here to Story, the Mishima Saga, you get two different options. You can either do the main story, which I'll have to do that special chapter a different day because it is one of the hardest things that you could possibly do. If you guys want to watch me play that mode, leave a comment down below. And there's another selection called character episodes. You have almost every single character on here. You got Fang, Law, Brian, Bob, Walmart. You get the picture and all this stuff. All of these characters get a special, what's called character episode. Now, I have played this game before, as you can clearly tell, because the only way to unlock these character episodes is by continuously playing through the main story. Now, I have gone through every single part of the main story and hence unlocked every single playable character episode. But the thing is that not every single character in the game has a character episode. Like, Jin doesn't have a character episode. Kazuya doesn't have a character episode. Heihachi, Kazumi, Akuma. I think even Lars doesn't even have one. Yeah, Lars doesn't have one. Or Alyssa. I think Alyssa doesn't have one. Yeah. And it's absolutely baffling as to why they don't. Because, I mean, granted, in Tekken 7, like, Lars, I believe, didn't have one, and neither did Alyssa. But Kazuya still had one, even though that he was involved. Heihachi had one, but he was involved. Jin had one, but he was involved. You understand? Now, if I go back into here, into arcade mode, I could show you what I was talking about earlier, as far as, like, them using Akuma as a special guest character in DLC. Now, if you go up here, you see, you know, there's downloadable characters and all that stuff. There's 3 that I could see, 3 guest characters that are the downloadable content, which is Geese Howard from, God, I don't know what kind of fighting game it is. Noctis, which is part of one of the most recent Final Fantasy games, and Negan from The Walking Dead. Now, here's the thing. Akuma technically categorizes as a special guest character because of the simple fact that he's Street Fighter. They don't necessarily, I don't know if Namco calls Tekken versus Street Fighter an official Tekken game, but the thing is like, what is dumb is that they have these 3 characters, right, that are also guest characters. Why couldn't they tie them into there? And then you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 original characters that have never been in the game. Why couldn't one of them, or all 4 of them, been linked into here? Okay? Here's the thing, though, too. Also, Master Raven, new character, even though that she's technically a female version of Raven from Tekken 5 and Tekken 6. Then you got Shaheen, who is also a brand new character. Kazumi, technically a new character, but at the same time, also, she's not, because she's the mother of Heihachi and Kazuya. And you got Lucky Chloe, she's new. Who else is new? Gigas, for some people, they thought that he was Craig Martin for the longest time. Claudio, new guy. Katarina, new lady. Josie, new lady. You know, you had all these new characters. So why, in God's name, did you have Eliza, Leroy, Fakumram, which sounds like a dirty word, and Lydia. Brand new characters. Why couldn't one of them been the role, especially this motherfucker? This guy looks like he is the main guy to come out and try and kill one of these two. This guy could have totally replaced Akuma, but no, it's just silly. The third reason why I did not like Tekken, this installment of Tekken, was because of the simple fact that you had people like Ganryu, Zafina, Julia, Craig, and Anna, and Lei, and Armor King coming back as a downloadable character. Now, that was one of the biggest pet peeves that I had with Mortal Kombat Ultimate. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, whenever they brought back Rain and Melina with the addition of a special guest character of Rambo. Melina was in the previous game. But they decided to bring her back as a downloadable character. If you had the idea, and if you had the plans to bring back these people, why couldn't you have put them in as a playable character from the get-go? So like you're literally fooling people to spend more money on things that is just so stupid. Now here's the fourth and final reason why I don't like this game very much. I don't like this installment of Tekken. It's because this lady, Kunamitsu, Gunryu, Zafina, Julia, Murdoch, Anna, Geese, she has one, Noctis, Lei, Armor King, Negan, Leroy, Fakumram, and Lydia. Every single one of those characters, downloadable characters, except for Eliza, does not have a character episode. What is the point of buying them then? So you can get better in online? There's so many other characters that you could use to be better and to play in tournaments and all that stuff. And I'm getting passionate. I'm getting loud. I'm starting to make my wife toss a turn and all that stuff. But those are the 4 reasons why I didn't want to play Tekken 7, was because of the fact that it is hands down the worst installment of Tekken ever. Why did I buy it then? Here's the reason why I bought it. Because from Tekken 3 to Tekken's Tag Tournament 2, which was the latest installment before Tekken 7, I had been a fan. I had grown up on Tekken, and I loved it. So I was like, hey, it's just like the whole Crash Bandicoot thing. I grew up on Crash Bandicoot, and I saw the latest installment, and I wanted to play it because, hey, I played it as a kid. I'd love to continue to play it as an adult. So yeah, Preston, I don't mean to ignore you, man. I was just trying to, explain as to why I didn't want to play Tekken the first couple rounds. But the thing is that I've got to play it because A, I have it, and B, it's going to be a replacement game for me to play in replacement of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot because of stupid ass copyright claims. I'm also eating the breakfast of champions, Little Debbie's, and a cup of coffee. Now, if you guys are just joining us now, whether it be live or whether it be later on down the road, this is a try to stay quiet, world's quietest Let's Play. Because the simple fact that my wife is trying to rest because she's sick, and my son is trying to rest as well because he totally needs the rest. So, now, also as a kid, I used to write down combos on... Oh yeah. So I used to write down combos all the time on notebooks and pieces of paper and all stuff. I did this with Mortal Kombat as well, for the fatalities and all stuff, because I was too stupid to memorize them. So we're gonna try and go through as many characters as we humanly can within the next 45 minutes, because I spent the first 15, now 16 minutes just rambling on about how I absolutely do not like this installment of Tekken, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree with me. A lot of people have agreed with me because their storyline was shit. And alright, I'm gonna be playing Fang. At first, I just gotta find him in my notebook. Combos to play. Technically, this is cheating, but at the same time, I feel like I was cheated out of a proper game. This could have been something great, but it ended up not being so. Fang Wei, everybody. So I'm gonna set this right here. I may look over here a couple times and all that stuff. I promise it's not cheating. Feng Wei had always abided by what was written on the God Fist scroll. Defeat all other masters and conquer their styles. The perfect warrior transcends all to become the Dragon God, having fought masters of many different styles. Can I push X? Oh, Feng returned to his childhood training ground to continue his intense training regimen. Then one day, an unexpected visitor appeared before Feng, a mysterious man who exuded strength. When the man made it clear that his desire was to fight, Feng had no reason to refuse. He accepted his opponent's challenge in silence and prepared to battle. So who is this mysterious person? It is martial law, so let's kick some serious tail. Alright, what's my first? Alright, that's the first one. Yeah, buddy. Alright, if it seems like it's too easy or something like that, I'm gonna freaking... There we go. Oh shit. If it seems like it's too easy and all that stuff, I'm gonna up the difficulty. I win. Alright, let's see what Feng has as an ending. Like, hey, I beat you. Oh. 1-inch punch. Yeah. Sacked your ass. Alright, so that was Fang. Now for Law. I better find Law in my... Now some characters I was able to master them at a young age, but with the coming, transitions of different video games and all that stuff, also came change of certain characters and their fighting styles and their this, that, and everything sideways. We'll get to that with a specific character by the name of both Brian and Horang. So let's do Law. Preoccupied with paying off his son's debts, Martial Law didn't realize how many of his students had quit his dojo until it was almost too late. With a large sum still to repay, Law was running out of ideas. As a last result, he decided to search for a capable fighter to run the dojo. He asked his friend Paul if he knew anyone, and in his usual manner, Paul said he himself would be the perfect candidate. However, thinking that the dojo would go bust in half a day if Paul took control, Law politely refused. Instead, he put the word out if any strong fighters wanted to try out for the job. They should come out and prove their skills in combat. Challenger after challenger appeared, but none of them were good enough for Law. Then one day, Law heard a rumor that a martial artist living in rural China was set to be the next God Fist master. Who could that be? Seeing this as his best chance yet, Law set off for his ancestral homeland. Alright, so now we got martial law. And it's Feng Wei that we're facing off against. There we go. Oh, oh, shoot. Oh, whoa. Whoop. Boom. Oh, whoops. There we go. Boom. I think I will up the difficulty. Only because I don't want to seem like I'm taking it easy on myself. Hey, it's his buddy Paul. I hope there's some kind of dialogue. Hey, never mind. I guess there is. There's come on. I'm a fat bitch. Did Fang just turn into the devil? Alright, so... that's why. Is because it's down to the first... You know what? I'm going to go to 3-star. For right now. Just for right now. Next is Bob.
I hope you're ready.
Alright, let's find Bob. Bob. Yeah. Bob made his first appearance. Gotta go have an eye doctor appointment. Hey, just make sure to tune in later whenever this is fully ready to watch. Bob. Ooh. Ooh, when a man's got an itch. A man's got an itch. I forgot to put on deodorant, but that's okay because I took a shower. Alright. Bob entered the King of Iron Fist tournament to prove he was the strongest in the world. On the way to his match, the road before him exploded, blocking his way forward. The smoke cleared to reveal a lone man emanating an evil aura. Bob had no idea what was happening, but his instincts told him that this guy was somehow connected to the destruction around them. Bob's sense of justice stirred inside of him, and he vowed with all of his might to defeat the man before him. As a red mist fell over his eyes, Bob forgot about being in a hurry and walked toward his opponent. Alright, so who is this man exerting a red musk?
It's all or nothing. Round one.
It's Brian.
Fight.
Ooh. Oh shoot. Mm. Boom.
Round two. Fight.
I'm pretty happy that it's getting a little bit more difficult now, so now I'm gonna have to be just try and be a little careful. Ooh. Okay, okay, okay. There we go. I win. Damn, boy.
Never made it to the tournament.
You wanna know why? Because both of them died. That was silly. Alright, so now it's time for Brian. So Brian, yeah, Brian's been playable since Tekken 3, so is Hwoarang. And literally from like Tekken 3 to Tekken 5, they had the same kind of getup, which is, for some people, they like me, I enjoy the same stuff a little bit. And some people don't like that, which I understand. So, like, there's a combo that Brian did where it went square, triangle, square, triangle. I believe. Yeah. They cut out one punch from that combo, and it's stupid. Hwoarang also had a combo called machine gun kicks, where you literally just pushed X 4 times. What did they do? They took out one. It's like, that's stupid. Just leave it alone. So now we're going to do Brian. Brian Fury is a dab hand at making enemies. But when you travel the world picking fights, that's not exactly a surprise. So when Brian appeared in a war-torn city, he took the opportunity to go on an indiscriminate rampage. With the world turned upside down by the constant fighting, Brian was in his element. So when a rotund, sluggish-looking man approached him amid the chaos. God, I love my reading skills. Brian could only lick his lips in glee at the prospect of a new victim. Alright, so. Come on. We got Bob. Aw. Dang it all. I'm starting to lose, so. Desperation. You fat bitch. There we go. Boom. I win. Airplane. No dialogue. It sucks. One of these days I'm gonna have to get Tekken Tag Tournament too. Because at least then, a good chunk of the character endings has dialogue. Hell, even King has dialogue. King. And for those of you who don't know who King is, this is King. He has a Jaguar wrestling mask. And his literal way of talking is just going rawr, 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 rawr. But it translates into actual words. And he has dialogue. It's silly. It's downright silly. I just feel like Tekken, Namco, they rushed through it. They could have definitely taken their time. But, hey, their storylines used to be good. Back when they were still on PlayStation 2. I mean, the two that were on PlayStation 3 was pretty good. But, like, it didn't have that same pizzazz that Tekken 4 had. Tekken 4 was the best. Alright, Hwoarang. Hwoarang sees one man as his rival, Jin Kazama. Jin, CEO of the Mishima Zaibatsu, declared war against the world, and in the ensuing turmoil, vanished suddenly, without a trace, suspecting there is more to Jin's disappearance than meets the eye. Hwoarang vowed to track him down. With only a shred of reliable information at hand, he headed to the Middle East. After a series of dead leads, Hwoarang heard word that a demon that had appeared in a town. Without a second thought, he got on his motorcycle and hammered down there. When he arrived, the place had been deserted, save for Jin Kazama in his devil form. Whatever. So I guess I'm gonna be facing off against Devil Jin.
Round one. Fight.
Ooh. Oh boy! There we go. Pulled that right out of my ass. Yeah, lost to a single punch. What the? I got bloated up. And then when I awaken. Okay, that's odd. Hwoarang, a Korean man, faces off against Jin, a Japanese man, in the Middle East, but the military force in the Middle East is speaking clear-cut English. Odd. And that was the thing, too, in Tekken 4. Anybody with contrasting, like, languages and all that stuff, language barriers and all that stuff, like, take for instance, Hwoarang hated Jin. Hwoarang is from Korea, and Jin is from Japan. Well, in reality, unless people knew how to speak their specific languages and all that stuff, like if Jin was from Japan and knew Japanese, was facing off against Hwarang, who is Korean, and knows how to speak Korean, only Korean, you know, Hwarang would be able to speak Korean, and Jin would be probably able to say, hey, I've taken a couple of Korean lessons and all that stuff. I totally understand. But here's the thing, that in Tekken 4, anybody that had like contrasting, you know what I mean? Like they had different languages or something like that. They had different nationalities. They would just speak English so that both of them would understand. But at the same time, you'd have to assume that both people knew how to speak English. Completely understood. I completely understand that. But what I don't understand is that from in Tekken 5, Tekken 6, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and now they threw the language barriers and threw it out the window. So Hwarang, speaking Korean, is speaking Korean to Jin, and Jin is speaking Japanese back to him, and they both completely understand each other. It's like, that's with the assumption that they both understand and can actually speak. It's a video game. It's a fucking video game. It's a fucking video game. Alright, so now we're going to Devil Jin. Now, I kind of can play Devil Jin probably without looking at this. But just for the sake of conversation, I'm going to assume that I don't know how to play this game. Alright. After he defeated Azazel, Jin Kazama was apprehended by UN troops. As his unconscious body was being transported by helicopter, he became possessed by his devil form, ripped free from his straitjacket, tore through the helicopter's fuselage with a powerful beam attack, and then escaped. Intermittently fending off the UN's attempts to recapture him, Devil Jin wandered the desert until he stumbled across the town in the Middle East. His arrival at the town's bazaar sent the civilians fleeing for their lives, turning the once buzzing settlement into an abandoned husk. That is, until a certain someone showed his face. Alright. I'm just going to assume that I don't know how to play. It's Hwarang. You are such a bastard. And just like that, I'm in the lead. Boom. When in doubt, start pushing buttons. Similar endings. Hwarang gets blown up again. Devil Jin's over here like, I don't give a good gobbly. It's like, I'm gonna everybody up and then just be on my happy little way. Alright, so for the first page is done. And we got 20 minutes left. Lily. Lily is French, if you guys cannot tell. Alright, Lily entered the King of Iron Fist tournament again without telling her father this time either. There she was anyway, smiling as the rapturous crowd looked on, and her opponent entered the arena. Lily was set to fight Asuka Kazama, someone she had personally considered her greatest rival for many years. If Lily saw the look of annoyance on Asuka's face, it didn't show. She just walked elegantly to the center of the ring like she owned it, all the while thanking Lady Luck for the opportunity to fight her rival. Alright, let's fight. She is snotty. Okay. Let's not get too snotty. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. Got that down, baby. Killed her ass. Well, how gentle. What a ballsackian. Hey, at least there's some dialogue. Now, here's another funny thing, too, about Namco and Tekken and all that stuff. Characters like Lily, and let's see if we could find him, and Eddie, and Leo, and Miguel, they all spoke English up until, I believe it was Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Now, Lily speaks French, because she's French. Leo speaks, I believe she spoke German. Pretty sure she spoke German. And Eddie ended up speaking Brazilian, Portuguese, or whatever the hell he... Because I'm pretty sure he's from Brazil, so he would be speaking like that. I am stupid if you guys haven't declared that yet. Or figured that out yet. And then Miguel spoke Spanish. So, it's just weird how, like, they went from speaking English and all that stuff to straight up speaking their native language, which is, whatever. Neither here nor there then. It's video game. Asuka! Alright, let's find Asuka. Not Okuma. Asuka, 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 Asuka. ¿Dónde está Asuka? There she is. Beluga! Alright. Since they first fought at the King of Iron Fist tournament, Asuka felt that Lily was taking the whole rivalry nonsense a little too seriously. Asuka recalled Lily's phone call out of the blue a few days earlier. Hello, Asuka. I am sure you have heard the news that the King of Iron Fist tournament is starting again soon. Worry not, I have already been gracious enough to register you for the competition. No, no trying to weasel out of it. You hear? I am ever so looking forward to fighting you. As Asuka let her rage toward Lily's presumptuousness, English, fly down the phone, Lily hung up. Fed up with being treated like a rich girl's plaything, Asuka thought that maybe if she beat Lily, the conceited little princess would leave her alone. Then again, maybe not. Asuka wondered how she could resolve the situation, but came up with nothing. Eventually, she decided to go along with Lily's plan and enter the tournament. And now we play as Asuka.
Round one. Fight.
Could have swore. Huh. I guess not.
Perfect.
Hey, perfect. That means it's too easy.
Fight.
Okay. Ooh.
KO.
I think I meant to. I wrote down something different. But yeah, whatever. I won, so.
Allô, Sébastien? Oui, comme prévu. Ciao!何よ、いきなり電話して。
Did you just take a call?
Tu sais, aujourd'hui je vais emménager chez toi.
I'll be moving into your house.
Hein? Non, et je vais apprendre les arts martiaux classiques de ce Kazakh. Quoi? Détends-toi! Tout est réglé. Je viens d'acheter ta maison et ton projet. Je sais tout de toi, Asuka. Ton père a été battu par Fenway, le taoïsme qui pratique le Kenpo, et il a perdu ses élèves et son argent. Ta famille n'avait pas les moyens de pouvoir l'établir, et encore moins le payer. J'ai aussi étudié ton arbre généalogique. C'était très intéressant. On dirait que tu pourrais facilement être entraîné dans les histoires de Hiroshima. Oh, j'ai oublié de te dire. J'ai fait nettoyer ton dojo et je l'ai fait décorer avec un peu de fleurs. Ton père était enchanté. Nous devrions rentrer à la maison. Tout de suite. Oh! Toi, allez, dépêche-toi. Personne n'aime les traînards.
I love how mine and Asuka's reaction were the same. That had to have been the most genuine endings thus far, with filled with dialogue and all that stuff, which was pretty cool. All that. Onward. Shayu. Let us find Shayu. Pretty sure she's. Oh, oh. Don't want to look at that quite yet. Shayu. Shayu. There you are. Shayu. Alright. Ling Xiaoyu infiltrated the Mishima Zaibatsu building in search of information relating to Jin Kazama's disappearance. Creeping deeper into the enemy territory under the guards' noses, she eventually hears Heihachi Mishima's voice coming from a room. He was giving orders about locating Jin. Just as Xiaoyu was about to sneak into the room, a man dressed all in white emerged and pushed her back in. Pushed her back in. Take me to Jin, Xiaoyu demanded, unflinching. The man stood there for a moment before ordering Xiaoyu to follow him. He led her to the roof. then silently turned toward her and readied himself to fight. Xiao took up her fighting stance and said, "So, that's how it is. If you think I'm just some little girl, you're sadly mistaken." Alright. Xiao, let's kick some tail. I'm assuming we're fighting Claudio.
Round one.
Yep, we're fighting Claudio.
Fight.
Listen here, you bastard. There we go.
Round two. Fight.
Keep rocking it and rolling it. Get away from me, you pervert. Dang it. I missed him. Whoops. Oh! Suck my nards. Oh, I popped my knee. What the?
D'accord. Ti permetto di venire.
I
Dovrai essere
believe he's speaking Italian, which is a very misleading and very assumptionist thing for me to just say.
era quello che volevo sentirti.
Ooh. So let's go ahead and switch it up. I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. That way, things get a little juicier. Besides my farts. No, it won't. I just switched the difficulty. Alright, Claudio. There he is. Claudio didn't have a whole lot of interesting combos, but meh. The Serious Marksman, a secret society of exorcists, has exerted a profound influence on European history for hundreds of years. The most powerful exorcist of the current generation is Claudio, who was visiting the Mishima Zaibatsu as their groups joined forces to subdue a certain evil. After sharing information on the targets, Kazuya Mishima and Jin Kazama, Claudio left the control room only to be confronted by a young girl. He was about to call the guards when she demanded to be taken to Jim. A plan sprung to Claudio's mind. He led her to the roof with a grin, prepared to face her in combat. Alright, Claudio, let's loop this little girl's tail.
Combattere contro. Round one. Fight.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Il mio potere.
I had to.
KO.
Even though she had that much health left. Ooh, 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 ooh. Boom. Lightning of Fate.
Come desideri? Puoi unirti a me. Credo che sarai un'ottima esca per la mia causa.
Oh, I understand then. Alright. So I will attempt to play these last two people on this page, and then I'll be signing off. So our next one is Katarina.
Deixa eu te testar pra ver se você luta de verdade.
Alright, Katarina. Alright. Seems pretty easy to play. Katarina Alves, I assume that that's how it's pronounced, Alves lost both her parents at a young age and spent several years at an orphanage before being adopted by a man she'd never met. Initially, Katarina rebelled against him using a whole manner of profane language, but the man's kindness and patience eventually wore her hard exterior down. In time, they grew close, though her penchant for profane language remained. One day, Katarina's adopted father vanished. As much as she wanted to find him, she lacked the money to go do so. But then she learned of the King of Iron Fist tournament. The savate techniques the man had taught her gave Katarina hope that she could win and take the cash prize. The day of the first match arrived, and the arena was none other than the roof of G Corporation's Millennium Tower. When Katarina first laid her eyes on her opponent, all she saw was an enormous hulk of muscle. There was no way he could be human. I think I'm facing off against Gigas.
Vai pra dentro, sua aberração.
Round 1.
Yep, it's Gigas.
Fight.
Ooh. She's pretty easy. Ooh, 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 ooh. Boom! Ah, that sucks.
Round 2. Fight.
There we go. Okay, okay, okay. Skipping that. Ooh! The way he runs out of a health meter and all stuff makes me think that he's letting out this big old belch. Okay. Haha. Boom, right in the nutsack. I win. She's so pretty. He sacrificed himself for Katarina. Katarina! What a nice guy that Gigas is. Too bad now I'll have to play as him and beat up on Katarina. Alright, Gigas. Gigas. Almost kind of sounds like I'm saying a slur. Gigas. Oh, look at those Gigases. I guess it's only a slur if I feel like it is. So, I'm going to not say that in a manner in which it would be a slur or a derogatory term. Gigas. Oh. One of G Corporation's weapons divisions entered their latest biological weapon, Gigas, into the King of Iron Fist tournament for two reasons. First, to pit the strength of their next-gen humanoid weapon against a similar weapon of G Corp's. And second, to provoke Heihachi Mishima. Ironically, the first battle was staged on the rooftop of G Corp's own Millennium Tower, possibly in retaliation for their affront to Heihachi. Unmoved by the striking beauty of the skyscraper, Gigas awaited his victim.
Round one. Fight.
Katarina. Okay, I'll move on. Okay, you can calm down, lady. Ugh! I just murdered this woman. That's fucked up. Me crush woman with belly button tattoo. Whoa, I've seen enough Pornhub to know where this is going. Me out, man. What the fart biscuit? Is it possible that this Gigas guy is actually Katarina's adopted father? I don't know. Neither do you, possibly, I think. I'm assuming that. So, that concludes today's episode of Angus XP and Tekken 7. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more, give that bell... I'm going too fast. I'm going too fast. Let me go ahead and restart all of that again. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw and you'd like to see more, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Give that bell a nice little tap on the bottom. I have 32 subscribers, guys, right now, and I cannot be more thankful for those 32 people. However, I would like to get to 60 subscribers by the end of the year, and I think that that is possible if all 32 subscribers were to share the channel. And I feel like that would be also possible because of the simple fact that if one person out of all of those 32 people's friends or family were to like and subscribe to the channel, we could possibly get there by the end of the year. I really think it's possible. I just need your guys' help. So please help me out. I will be continuing to play Tekken 7 up until its completion on character episodes, and I might just play the special chapter, which is Devil Kazuya versus Akuma, which is by far one of the most difficult things that I've ever played in my entire life as far as Tekken goes. If you guys would like to see that, leave a comment down below. Also, I'll be playing Horizon Zero Dawn up until its completion, and also Crash Bandicoot 4 up until its completion. If you guys would like to watch me play a video game in specification, or I should check something out, go ahead and leave a comment down below what it is, and I will be sure to try and check it out as soon as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you guys relatively soon. Bye-bye. Also, leave get well comments down below for Mama K, and go check her content out and like, share, subscribe her as well. Thank you guys so much for watching.